Hey everybody, it's Nicole. Welcome back. I hope we're in good standing with the lighting here. I can't tell if it's too bright or too dark. But anyway, today we are going to be taking a look at a set that is a little bit different than my usual avenue on this channel, and that is going to be Olivia's Space Academy. It was my very first Friends set. I picked it up so that I could come home with that really awesome baking promo that Lego had with like the little Lego head chocolate molds and a couple cookie cutters and everything that I was just really excited to try out. I did recently do a video on this channel making some Jedi Padawan protein pods from Ashley Eckstein's Star Wars book activities and baking thing that she made. But as I did say, it was my very first Friends set, and as someone who did not grow up with the Friends Lego theme or really with Lego at all, I really enjoyed it. I think as a little girl, I would have just fallen in love with the Friends theme, and it kind of breaks my heart a little bit that I didn't get to grow up with that. But I just had the best time assembling this like hot pink and white NASA spaceship. This set was just the coolest. So we are just gonna take a closer look at the set now, and as always, we are gonna start off with those minifigures. So I'm gonna start off with my favorite mini doll in this set, who is Olivia. I really like her because one, she looks quite a bit like me, I think, with this hairpiece. That's like straight up my hair, you guys. She's also got glasses, brown eyes, tanner skin. I like to imagine that she's a Latina like myself. And I really like her astronaut training uniform with the chrome boots, the white like one piece, and the pink detailing. She's got that Space Academy logo, which kind of looks like Saturn on her chest, and a data pad or an iPad. I'm not sure if she's video calling someone. I am new to the whole Friends world, so don't actually know if that's another character. But these are my first mini dolls, and I actually gotta say I do kind of like them. I thought I was gonna be not as interested, seeing as I am obviously a big fan of just the minifigure style. But you know, as a little girl, I have to admit, I think I would have been really into the way that they're designed also. So this is Dr. Vidya. I'm guessing she is one of the science coaches. She has a mouthpiece printed on her face there. She's got a name tag, just a professional / casual look. Another astronaut in training. This here is William. I also will say that we are like 3 for 3 on diversity on this set, and I really love that. The first two kind of look Latina to me, like different kinds of Latina, which I appreciate myself being Mexican, but I could be wrong. I mean, I don't know. A lot of these characters do have written stories, and I'm not actually aware of their backgrounds. I will show off the astronaut helmet piece with William here. You can take off his hairpiece, just like you can do for Olivia. And they have these really cool helmets that do just easily slide on. Their eyes kind of peek through unless you put down that gold visor, which is just seriously cool. I really love the design that they go for with these mini dolls. And then we have Julian. Again, I also really love that this set has 2 girls and 2 boys. They try not to isolate who they are appealing to in this set. William seems to me like he's wearing another kind of training uniform. I don't think he's a teacher, so maybe he's more on the science-y edge of what's going on here. Maybe he works in the chemistry lab. I mean, you can kind of make up your own story with what's going on at this Space Academy. But again, another cute figure. I mean, these mini dolls are kind of simple. So I picked this set up because I was, you know, just looking for something that had a little bit more personal interest for me, something that was more of a feel-good set. And again, when I was little, I did want to be an astronaut, so having this like girly rendition of what Space Academy would look like. So I love that the space shuttle has pink on it and that it says NASA. I really love the interior of this Space Academy, but I mean, just focusing on the exterior for a second, the sticker pieces used here were also really cute. They kind of shine and reflect differently depending on how you're looking at them. We have this like tracker of how the planets are moving above. There's a little observatory attached to the Space Academy. Even this little multi-access trainer, which I also think was really cool to include. I think all avenues of like what you could do at Space Academy are represented really well. So here's where I'm assuming Olivia and William will be spending most of their time. I think astronauts, and maybe even in the Army and Navy, maybe just the Navy, I'm not sure. They use these kind of things to test you for like G-force. So that's a part of the whole astronaut training concept. You can have another mini doll here, maybe setting the boundaries or how fast they're moving. The observatory I also think is very cool. You can see there's this telescope up on top, and what I really like is that you can pop someone in. We'll just take Julian, for example. We'll slide him in there so he can input his coordinates, and then you can even just kind of whirl this around, give him some privacy, some darkness so he can look up at the stars. Also a very nice feature. Something that I think is really cool is that this little planet orbit display is actually accurate as far as I understand it. I believe what we're looking at is the sun, the earth, and the moon orbiting around it. It actually works really well, the functionality of it, and I think it's really interesting how they were able to actually get this to be scientifically accurate as well. Just a pretty cool little feature. There also appears to be like some sort of space crystal back there in front of these star maps, constellations, what have you. And if we move up onto the second floor, these were honestly the parts that excited me the most, because my dreams for being an astronaut did involve a little bit of space exploration, like out and about, but mostly I loved the concept of like doing my science, nerdy girl stuff. I wanted to be able to look out and see like Mars, the moon, you know, that kind of thing, a bunch of suns, some Star Wars inspired aesthetic. But I did really love this room in particular because it is a chemistry designed kind of room. There's like this little microscope here with some bacteria, maybe some sort of sand or something we're testing. Although this is Space Academy, we're not actually up in space here. There's a little model of a space shuttle, what looks like a screwdriver, a tool of some kind. Maybe there's something wrong with the shuttle. We're trying to make some sort of mathematical improvements. Not entirely sure what's going on over at this table over here. It kind of looks like one of those models where you've got your hands on these like joysticks and you can kind of maneuver these hands up in space. Maybe we're fixing a satellite. I'm not entirely sure. Also have a spare helmet just hanging out on the side of the wall there. And moving up onto the third floor, I did also really love this room. This is mission control. Maybe we're having a nice chat with an astronaut helping him solve a problem. Kind of looks like we're tracking some weather patterns. There's the planets in orbit there, a satellite, cup of coffee for our little mini doll to kind of relax while she's working. I think there's even a keyboard. Yeah, there's a little keyboard on that table. This is supposed to be the mouse. Just a really nice little display. If I zoom out a little bit, you can see that this is also right next to mission control, where our astronauts do come in and outside of the building. So we do just kind of flip this down, and I will turn it this way so we can have a better look at this feature. So again, this is how we have access to our space shuttle here. Just kind of have it stationed right there, even though there's no like door or anything really. But yeah, here is where theoretically our astronauts have access to the space shuttle. Maybe this is where they're going to be taking off from. It's kind of a really cool way to have it displayed, just have them walking out to the shuttle. That's how I have mine out at least. And aside from this building, that is pretty much it. I mean, there's these sliding glass doors, so you can go in and outside the main Space Academy building. There are a couple of satellites up on top there. They are designed rather nicely. You can move them around depending on what you're trying to track up in space or connect to. I guess that is a pretty cool feature as well. Now, the actual shuttle itself, again, I really love. Oops, I didn't connect the little landing platform there. Again, a scientifically accurate design. It looks really clean. I love that it says NASA on the side. The hot pink looks really cool. We have like the nose of the ship with these like kind of shiny, sparkly detailing on the front. And it's just very simple. I mean, they didn't try to make it look wacky or anything. So I kind of joke with my boyfriend who has the NASA Space Shuttle Discovery that now I have like my own little Discovery. His is like $200 and mine was only $70 and came with a whole Space Academy, but not a competition. So one of the things that's really cool about the shuttle is that you can open it up through the middle. Again, much like the Discovery Lego set, which is just kind of funny to me. And now you can pull out this whole middle bit. So this, I believe, is a satellite orbiting. That's the idea, at least. It's supposed to kind of be hanging out around you. That's also where some of these little tools come in handy. I don't know what this would be, maybe a torch, and we're using it to kind of fix the satellite. It appears I also stuffed one of the rations in here, which I don't think I've showed off yet. Just sort of space food. Some cookies, it looks like. But yeah, what's cool about this shuttle is that you can open it up. You can attach a minifigure to this little stand here. Say they're up in space, they need to go fix something. So we're floating out there, we extend this. They have access to the satellite that's orbiting. Problem solved, everybody is saved. It's just a pretty cute set, you guys. I honestly just would have loved to have something like this when I was little. I'm a little sad that I didn't have it, to be honest, but I'm really glad again that little girls, little boys now can grow up with these kind of sets. They're just pretty great. So let me know what you think about this set. Are you as taken by it as I was? Honestly, for a lot of reasons, I just really love it. Again, the whole like girls growing up with their more specifically targeted Lego thing. That's very cool. I really appreciate that. There's also my own personal interest and the fact that, if I'm just being honest, this set impressed me both in its enjoyment to build and also how I really love to display it. It's just a very good looking set. Again, it's my first friend set and it did make a good impression. If you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe while you're at it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day and I will see you next time.